Good afternoon, all. I welcome you all with my warm wishes. Good afternoon, and to the valedictory function of 21 Days National Innovative Training Program (NITP) on recent technologies of agribusiness management and agri entrepreneurship, organized by Rajamata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, and National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, J&K. Uh, I handle control over to Ma'am Ratna Nashine, who is our organizing director, for her introductory speech. Ma'am, you can start. Ratna, ma'am, please start.
Yeah, thank you, Majid. And as the curtains are drawn towards closing of the 21 days National Innovative Training Program, I start with Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vidya Rupena Sanstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha. As an
हेलो।
organizing
हाँ
director,
श्रुति जी,
on behalf
एक
of
मैं मीटिंग में
Rajmata
हूँ।
Vijaya
सुनिए,
Raja
वो
Scindia
मिश्रा
Krishi
जी का जी में है, उनका
Vishwavidyalaya,
शायद डिक्लेरेशन गड़बड़ हो
Gwalior
गया है।
and National Agriculture Development
हाँ,
Cooperative
हम समझ ही
Limited,
नहीं रहे हैं अब।
Baramulla, I, Ratnanashine,
नहीं, अब उस पे
welcome
कलम
you
भी लगा
all
दिए।
to the NAITP
हमने उनको बोला भी
2020 Recent
नहीं, हमने उनको
Technologies of
बोला भी कि हो
Agribusiness
गया है।
Management
नहीं,
and
एक बार आप बात कर लीजिए।
Agri-Entrepreneurship from 8 October 2020 to 28 October 2020. I am here before you to introduce the guest of today's, and our chief guest is respected Professor Dr. S.K. Rao, Honorable Vice Chancellor Rajmata Vijaya Raje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Respected Dr. P.K. Rai, Director, ICAR, Directorate of Rapeseed Mustards Research Station, Bharatpur, is a guest of honor. Respected Professor Dr. S.N. Upadhyay, Director, Extension Services, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, is also a guest of honor. And respected Dr. M.P. Thakur, sir, Director of Instructions and Controller of Examination, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, is a guest of honor on today's virtual platform. National Innovative Training Program 2020, which was organized under the umbrella of Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, and NADCL Baramulla, was our third online training program. And our teammate for this program was Course Director Dr. Sudhir Singh Baduria, Nodal Officer, Agri-Business Incubation Center, Rajmata Vijaya Raje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Course convener was Dr. Dinesh Udhavrao Lokhande, Professor, Department of Surgery and Radiology, Mumbai Veterinary College, Maharashtra Animal and Fisheries Science University, Nagpur. Dr. Sushil Ahmed, Senior Scientist and Officer in Charge, ICAR, IGFRI Regional Research Station, Srinagar. He was also a course convener. Our sectional convener was Dr. Javed Iqbal Mir, Senior Scientist, ICAR, Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture, Srinagar. Co-conveners were Dr. Malik Mohammad, Pest Management Specialist, Plant Protection Director, Sudan. Dr. Shiraj Salim Bhatt, Scientist, ICAR, IGFRI Regional Research Station, Srinagar. Dr. Nasir Ahmad Masoodi, Assistant Professor, and Landscape Architecture, Scott, Kashmir. Organizing Secretary was Dr. Girish Udhavrao Yadav, Assistant Professor, Department of Surgery and Radiology, Mumbai Veterinary College, Parel, Mumbai, Maharashtra Animal and Fisheries Science University, Nagpur, Maharashtra. Dr. Ram Prasad Nagorao Khandagare, Assistant Professor, Soil Science, Agriculture, Chemistry, Parbhani, Maharashtra, VNMKV, Parbhani, Maharashtra. Joint Organizing Secretary, Dr. Chandranayak M. Assistant Professor, Department of Crop Physiology, Agriculture Research Station, University of Agriculture Sciences, Raichur, Karnataka. Dr. Mohammad Ashraf Hangar, Assistant Professor Plant Pathology, Escort, Kashmir. Course Coordinator was Dr. Akhilesh Singh, Nodal Officer, ICR and SMS Agriculture Engineering, Rajmata Vijaya Raje Sindhia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Dr. Khurshid Alam Khan, Dr. Assistant Professor, Rajmata Vijaya Raje Sindhia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, College of Horticulture, Mandsaur, Madhya Pradesh. Dr. Manjunatha, Assistant Professor and Head of the Department, Veterinary Clinical Complex, Veterinary College, Hassan, Bidar, Karnataka. Dr. S.C. Srivastav, Senior Technical Officer, Agriculture Economics and Technical Officer to Director Research Services, Rajmata Vijaya Raje Sindhia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Dr. Mrs. Shashi Yadav, SMS, Soil Science, Rajmata Vijaya Raje Sindhia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, College of Agriculture, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. And our technical team, Engineer Afrar Farooq, Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir, and Majid and Hamida, who was the who were bridging the gap between the speakers and the participants. Of course, organizer Dr. R.A. Shah, training coordinator, who was coordinating between the Rajmata Vijaya Raje Sindhia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya and NADCL. So these were our team who were working behind these 21 days of the training program, and under the able guidance and directions of our chief patron, Professor Dr. S.K. Rao, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajmata Vijaya Raje Sindhia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, who was very supportive throughout the training program, and patron Dr. S.N. Upadhyay, Director Extension Services, who was always there with us for the support, and we are very kind enough to have his support throughout the 21 days of the training program. We had speakers from different organizations, and and the subjects covered were in different areas for the agri-business and agri-startups. And we started with the first lecture was by the Dr. Sarvanan Raj, Director, Agriculture Extension, National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Manage, Hyderabad. And he shared his experiences about the agri-business and agri-startups experiences from Manage, whereas myself has given the empowerment of women through rural entrepreneurship. Manpreet Kaur has given entrepreneurship opportunities in forage production, a case study from Sivalik, Himalaya, and she is from Escort, Jammu. Dr. Girish Yadav, who has given on-farm primary treatments for profitable livestock farming. Dr. Arun Tripathi, scientist from Directorate of Extension, Indira Gandhi Agriculture University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, has given entrepreneurship development through community farming and collective farming. Dr. Kabir Abdul Aziz, Agriculture Research Officer, Agriculture Research Council of Nigeria, Muzumbi Abuza, he has dealt with agribusiness management and overview. Dr. Ullas Pathak, Head and Chief Executive Officer, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Rabi, has given innovations in entrepreneurship in agribusiness experiences from IGKV Rabi, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Dr. Manoj Tripathi, Principal Scientist, ICR, Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering, Nabi Bagh, has dealt with food processing sector, status, challenges and opportunities. And he is here also for giving the remarks today. Mr. Sanjeevan Raman, Deputy Manager, NABARD, Gwalior, has given the information on government schemes to promote the agribusiness. Professor Dr. M.P. Thakur, Director Instructions and Controller of Examinations, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Raipur, dealt with recent technologies of agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship. Dr. Murli, Senior Scientist, ICR Sugarcane Breeding Institute, dealt with sugarcane-based agripreneurship. Dr. Manjunatha, Assistant Professor and Head, Department of TVCC, Veterinary College, Hassan, has dealt with technologies in animal husbandry to improve the farmer's economy. Dr. PC Vengaya, Scientist, from University or Solan University, Himachal Pradesh, dealt with entrepreneurship development through palm products. Dr. Najmulladdin Suleiman, applications of GIS and GPS in agribusiness management, and he is the he's Deputy Director, Administration of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Ministry of Agriculture, Sudan. Dr. Biraj Bandhu Basak, Scientist, ICR, Directorate of Medicinal and Aromatic Plant Research, Anand, dealt with the technologies for medicinal and aromatic plants for the entrepreneurship. Dr. Buddhi Raja, he's a Director, Utopia Logistic, New Delhi. He dealt with agri-export procedures and logistic, and he also dealt with in his second lecture, he dealt with agri-exports promotion schemes. Dr. Dilip Pawar, ICR, Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering, business opportunity in primary processing of food, fruits and vegetables. Dr. Sudhakar Dwivedi, Associate Professor, Division of Agriculture Economics and Agribusiness Management, Escort, Jammu, Chhata, Project Planning and Management in Agribusiness. Whereas Prakash Kumar Rathore, Assistant Professor, Department of Veterinary and Animal Husbandry Extension Education, Veterinary College, Nandinagar, Bidar, Karnataka, entrepreneurial opportunities in life sector. Whereas Dr. Pragya Bhaduria, ARS Scientist, ICR, Atari Zone 1, Ludhiana, Punjab. She dealt with entrepreneurship opportunities through livestock-based agri-business models at Farmers Field. Professor Dr. Sanjay Kumar Jain, Professor, Department of Processing and Food Engineering, College of Technology and Engineering, Maharana Pratap University and Agriculture Technology, Udaipur, Rajasthan. He dealt with opportunities and challenges of setting up food processing industries in catchment areas. Hridesh Pandey, Associate Professor and Head Department of Food Processing Technology, College of FPDB, Anand Agriculture University, Gujarat. Startups innovations for the entrepreneurship development in horticulture crops. Jagruti Deshmanya, Professor, Department of Agriculture Economics, University of Agriculture Sciences, Raichur, Karnataka. She dealt with agribusiness. Dr. Snehal Mishra, Assistant Professor, Department of Agribusiness Economics and Policies, Anand Agriculture University, Anand. She dealt with agri-supply chain management. Dr. S.K. Goyal, Assistant Professor, Department of Farm Engineering, Institute of Agriculture Sciences, BHU, Varanasi. He dealt with agriculture-based rural entrepreneurship. Whereas Dr. K. Anand Reddy, Director, Human Resource Development from Manage Hyderabad, he dealt with policy of liberalization, privatization and globalization in context to WTO. Dr. H.P. Singh, Professor, Department of Agriculture Economics, Institute of Agriculture Science, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi, Conservation Agriculture, a way for sustainable development. Dr. S.K. Nanda, Farmer Project Coordinator, ICR CFET, Ludhiana. He dealt with impact analysis of diverse technology in post-harvest sector. Dr. Avnish Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Process Engineering from Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Government schemes for setting food processing units in different regions. Dr. Ajita Tiwari, Assistant Professor, Assam University, Silchar, Assam, Rural Entrepreneurship through Food Processing, Innovation Drivers and Barriers in Northeast India. Dr. Sundar Murthy, ICR, Sirkot, Mumbai, Maharashtra, Role of Agribusiness Incubation Center in Entrepreneurship Development, a case of ICR, Sirkot. Virendra Kam, Dr. Virendra Kam Kamal Vanshi, Assistant Professor, Department of Agriculture Economics, Banaras Hindu University. He dealt with blockchain, the future of food supply industry. And Dr. Nitin Soni, Scientist, Horticulture, College of Horticulture, Mandsaur, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior. He dealt with commercial production of grapes for developing the entrepreneur skills. So in all, 42 lectures were covered, and we and all the lectures are uploaded on the Kashmir Hunt YouTube channel. So now with that, I call upon the participants for their remarks for this training program. So I call upon Dr. S. Himya Jyoti, Associate Professor from Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, Hyderabad. Madam, it is over to you.
Thank you, madam. Hello. Is it audible?
Yeah, you are audible, madam.
Good afternoon, everybody. Myself as Himya Jyoti, working as Associate Professor, Department of Agricultural Economics, Agriculture College, Rajamahendravaram of Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. Today's chief guest and Honorable Vice Chancellor of Rajamata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Dr. S.K. Rao. Respected today's guest of honors, Dr. P.K. Rai, Director, ICR, Directorate of Rapeseed and Mustard Research Institute, Bharatpur, Rajasthan. Dr. S.N. Upadhyaya, Director, Extension Services, Rajamata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Professor M.P. Thakur, Director of Instruction and Control of Examinations, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Raipur. Organizers of this 21 days National Innovative Training Program on Recent Technologies of Agribusiness and Agri-Entrepreneurship, jointly organized by Rajamata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Madhya Pradesh, and National Agriculture Development Corporation Limited, NADCL, Baramulla, Jammu and Kashmir. And dear fellow participants, with great privilege, I would like to present my remarks on 21 days National Innovative Training Program. First of all, the organizers are highly cooperative right from the registration of the training program until its completion. Every day we used to have 2 sessions, one in the forenoon session and second one in the afternoon session of duration 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I really appreciate all the organizers as well as the resource persons, especially external resource persons from Sudan and Nigeria also, for their punctuality in conducting the sessions. And all the sessions are highly informative, excellent, and in line with the chosen topic, recent technologies in agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship. All the sessions were, the interaction sessions after each lecture were also highly fruitful, as they gave ample scope for participants to express their doubts and clear their doubts. Even though the training program was conducted on online mode, the number of participants or attendance percentage in each session was very high. That itself indicates or reflects how aptly and meticulously the course was designed. Moreover, to keep the participants connected with the training program, 3 assignments were given, 1 each on Sunday, 3 Sundays, and participants were expected to submit them by Monday. On the whole, the training program helped me a lot in gaining knowledge on recent technologies of agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship. I congratulate the organizers for meticulous planning and perfect execution of the training program. Finally, I thank the organizers of this training program for giving me this opportunity to express my remarks. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, madam, for your word of appreciation. And now I call upon next participant, Dr. Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of Agronomy, College of Agriculture, US, Dharwad, for her comments.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for introducing me. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Manam.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Myself, Dr. Priya. I am working as assistant professor in Department of Agronomy. I am working in University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad from Karnataka. So first of all, I like to thank Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia, Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, and National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, for organizing this innovative training program on recent technologies of agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship. So, of course, during this condition or situation, organizing this type of training program is need of the hour, I can say, since we are in COVID-19 pandemic situation, and we know the economic impact of this coronavirus pandemic in India. It has largely disruptive. And one of the Ministry of Statistics report says in the fourth quarter of this fiscal year 2020, India's growth went down to 3.1%. So this will perhaps be India's worst recession since independence, the report says. So in this context, organizing this type of 21 days training program on agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship is really, I can say it's a smart thinking, because we are seeing nowadays, not only in Karnataka, all over India, so the students are coming forward to opt agriculture and other allied courses as there for the degree program, and a lot of competition because of this. And so in this pandemic situation, all agri graduates can't dream to have jobs offered by the government. So instead, each individual or each agri graduate has to turn into a good entrepreneur in agriculture or allied sectors. So as we know, agriculture is not only art, science, we say it is a business of producing crops. In this context, this course has thrown light on developing agri-entrepreneurship in different fields of agriculture. So it's starting from forage production, livestock farming, even using community farming also we can develop agribusiness, and of course empowerment of women through rural entrepreneurship, and developing agribusiness using some farm products, really it's appreciable, and using medicinal and aromatic plants, fruits and vegetables, food processing industries. And one of the lecture is very interesting, that is using of this geographical information system and GPS in agribusiness management. So apart from this experience of different scientists, and some of the case studies also dealt in this course related to agribusiness management. And one of the session also how to write projects to get funded to develop this agri-entrepreneurship or agribusiness. So this really helped the students to gain, and not only the students, even because I can appreciate this, the way the course has designed, because it has the provision to accommodate even PG students, research fellows, faculties, scientists, even private organization also. So we gained more practical knowledge actually, because many speakers have shared their experience, and they are also handling many projects also. So it is a more of practical knowledge we gained from this training course, and it is very much required also. And another special thing about this course is, as already ma'am expressed, giving assignment during weekends. So this is really appreciable also, because we can do some base work or homework based on the knowledge what we gain through this training program. So really this training program helped me a lot to gain overall knowledge about agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship from different notable speakers. So I am very much thankful to the organizing director, course director, conveners, organizing secretaries, and course coordinators. Thank you everyone for providing me this opportunity to share my views about this innovative training program. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam, for your feedback, and it is valuable for us, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I call upon Dr. Vijay Kumar Purnalikar, Assistant Professor, NCC Officer, Department of Seed Science and Technology, College of Agriculture, US, Raichur, Karnataka. Sir, it's over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's indeed a great privilege of me to have my remarks on this very great day. And this is a validity function of 21 days National Innovative Training Program on recent technologies of agribusiness, management and agri-entrepreneurship, which was being organized by Rajamata Vijayaraj Sindhya Krishi Vishwavidyalaya Gwalior and National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, J&K. And I join my hand with both the remark presenter, Dr. Hema ma'am and Priya ma'am, for congratulating and wishing them a very great success of organizing this particular event. As I understand that this event has been really well planned, meticulously planned and well executed, and very informative topics have been incorporated, and advanced innovative things have been learned by all the speakers, and speakers have very learned. I really appreciate the great effort which is being made by all the directors of this training program, coordinator, organizing secretaries and co-organizing secretaries, particularly Dr. Ratna ma'am and all their team. And I take this privilege to thank Dr. Specifically, he has been one of the important person to introduce this kind of event. Dr. Chandra Nayak, being an organizing secretary from this particular part, and maximum participant, I feel that from southern part of the India, where really I spoke many of the participants, they enjoyed and learned many information and innovative ideas, particularly this agribusiness and agri-entrepreneurship. Because what we are thinking of in COVID situation, but myself, I thought there is no training program at all in India, particularly ICAR and other universities. But really, I thank the organizer that really had a great idea to come up with help the young generation, assistant professors and students and associates who really need this kind of a training program. And it was made possible by this Rajamata Vijayaraj Sindhya Krishi Vishwavidyalaya and their team. And I thank on behalf of all the participants as well as the other persons, all the team directors, for having well executed and planned and given informative ideas regarding agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship training. I thank all the participants and all the organizers and speakers, particularly from different parts of the country, and some of the trainers have been called from the other countries like Nigeria and other. They are also very informative. And some of the remarks, my personal remarks, I want to put for improvement. I feel that classes would have been at least 4 classes per day, and small group would have created and made more kind of group of people who can think of having better teamwork to come up with some agri-entrepreneurship projects in this training program. And finally, I thank each and everyone having given this opportunity to make and express my remarks in this particular event. Thank you, one and all. Before I conclude, that I thank University of Agriculture Raichur for allowing me to participate in this training program. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Your feedback gives us the strength to plan our next program. We will consider your suggestions for the next upcoming training program. And now I call upon the speaker, Dr. Manoj Kumar Tripathi, Principal Scientist, ICAR, Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering, Nabi Bagh, Bhopal. Sir, it's over to you.
Thank you, madam. And Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor S.K. Rao, sir, and Director, Dr. P.K. Rao, sir, Professor S.N. Upadhyay, sir, Professor M.P. Thakur, sir, Dr. Ratna, madam, Dr. Sudhir Singh Bhadauria, and all respected organizing members, all faculty members, and all the participants. First of all, I thanks to organizers for organizing such informative and very relevant training program on recent technology of agri-business management and agri-entrepreneurship on web mode. Everyone know that this is the time of COVID-19, and during this COVID-19 pandemic conditions, organization of such informative training will be very useful for the futures of all the participants as well as all the persons concerned to that. And if I take consent from my side, the content of this 21-day training was very relevant, and its relevance is very similar, equivalent and similar to the title of the training. The selection of speakers was very particular with subject expertise. The participants of this training were very disciplined, and they always pay attention to the speaker and all the other concerns. And the interaction session with the participants was very good, and it was always well mannered. And the question session was also very interactive. And all the organizing members, starting from the inauguration session to the concluding session, always take attention and are very particular for the time, arrangement of the facility, and very positive. So I again congratulate to on behalf of all the faculty members for successful organization of this event, and I am also thankful all the organization and congratulate for this outstanding training program of the 21 days. Thanks, and thanks you all. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, sir, for your feedback and also the word of appreciation. I'm thankful from my core of heart.
Thank you.
After hearing comments and feedback from the participants and speaker, it is time to hear from galaxy of our eminent guest. So I call upon our guest of honor, Dr. P.K. Rai, Director, ICAR, Directorate of Rapeseed Mustard Research Station, Bharatpur, for his inspiring work. And before that, I would like to give his brief introduction. Born on May 5th, 1968 in Azamgarh district in Uttar Pradesh, Dr. P.K. Rai did his graduation from Gorakhpur University, post-graduation and PhD from Banaras Hindu University. Dr. Rai joined as a director ICAR, Directorate of Rapeseed Mustard Research, Bharatpur on 2nd March 2020. Prior to his appointment, he worked as Director Acting ICAR Directorate of Rapeseed Mustard Research from 1st January 2017 to 1st March 2020. He started his professional career in 1996 as Assistant Professor Plant Pathology at SKN College of Agriculture, SKN University of Agriculture, Jobner. In 2005, he joined Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel University of Agriculture and Technology, Meerut, as Associate Professor Pathology and Microbiology in College of Biotechnology. In 2009, Dr. Rai was selected as Principal Scientist, Plant Pathology, and was placed at ICAR Directorate of Rapeseed Mustard Research, Bharatpur. He worked on epidemiology and management of rapeseed mustard diseases, developed RIL, population for Alternaria blight, and drought heat tolerance, validated molecular markers for marker-assisted pyramiding of white rust-resisting loci and in Indian mustard, associated in developing 3 Indian mustard varieties and 7 trait-specific germplasms. He has published more than 75 papers in international and national journals. Under his leadership, post-harvest management of mustard and value chain was demonstrated in the state of Jharkhand, Assam, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Rajasthan by establishing mini mustard oil expellers. Under his leadership, Directorate of Rapeseed Mustard Research is providing consultancies in World Bank funded Assam Agribusiness and Rural Transformation Project, from augmenting rapeseed mustard production and productivity in Assam state. Dr. Rai has received several awards from professional societies, including Dr. P.R. Kumar Outstanding Bharatiya Researcher Award by SRMR Society for Rapeseed Mustard Research. He also had ISMPP Fellowship, Professor J.S. Dastur Memorial Award of Academy for Environment and Life Sciences, SPR Fellowship of Society for Plant Research, SRMR Fellowship Award, Lifetime Achievement Award of Astha Foundation, Best Scientist Award of ICAR DRMR, BioVed Honorary Fellowship Award of BioVed Society, SRDA Fellowship Award, etc. Sir, it is over to you for your inspiring words.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for a nice introduction. A very good afternoon to one and all. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajmata Vijaya Raje Scindia, Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, and Chief Guest of this valedictory function of 21 days training program, Dr. S.N. Upadhyay, Director Extension Sciences, and then RSKVV Gwalior, Professor M.P. Thakur, Director Instructions and Controller of Examination, IGKV Raipur, Dr. Ratna, faculty members and trainees. At the outset, I express my sincere thanks to organizers, RBSKVV Gwalior and NADCL Baramulla, for giving me this opportunity to address the trainees, particularly in this ending program. If we look back in the history, the performance of Indian agriculture, particularly in transforming the India from a begging bowl status in the mid-1960s to self-sufficiency during 1990s, is remarkable. But the condition of farmers has not improved much because of one or other reasons, which all we know. To improve the socio-economic conditions of the small and marginal farmers particularly, it is essential to follow and integrate the intensive farming system to have higher and sustainable agricultural and livestock production and productivity, process of produces in the production catchment to minimize particularly the post-harvest losses, and get better quality fresh and processed produce for the consumers. If you look, then in the last few decades, some profitable agro-based business ideas came in practice by the innovative farmers as well as entrepreneurs. And I can list some of them, like vermi composting, this organic fertilizer production, dried flower business, fertilizer distribution process, organic farm, this greenhouse, poultry farming, mushroom farming, this business, and hydroponics, retail store. There are many of the entrepreneurs who are involved in this business. Beekeeping, especially the mustard based beekeeping, fish farming, food and vegetable export, so on and so forth. And one of the participants, Dr. Priya, has beautifully elaborated the areas of entrepreneurships where the young entrepreneurs can come forward and take the advantage, and in that process the farmers will also get benefit. And if I share my experience particularly with the post-harvest management and establishment of this mustard value chain, as in introduction, Ratna has said that during 2017-18 we established many of the mini mustard oil expellers in eastern and northeastern states. And by that, many of the entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, they come forward, and some of them has established the small units. And with this small business entrepreneurship, not only the entrepreneurs are being benefited, but the farmers are getting good prices for their produce, and simultaneously the consumers are getting the premium produce at doorstep. And further, if I quote this mustard itself, then in Bharatpur and adjoining districts, the farmers are getting a substantial amount of extra income from mustard-based beekeeping. And for processing of honey, small and big processing units are operating in entire this particular this Bharatpur zone, this area. And based on available resources, one can choose for small business entrepreneurs or large company entrepreneurs. And they may go for the government of India has launched many of the programs, like startup programs. So I congratulate and appreciate the efforts of organizers for holding this virtual training program in this Corona period, COVID-19 pandemic. And I request and I believe that trainees will definitely use the knowledge they have got here, because when this was this introductory this introduction was given by the Madam Ratna, I found that many of the good lectures by the eminent persons were organized during entire training program. And for that reason, again, I congratulate the organizers that they have did this commendable efforts to select the speakers and select the experts to impart the training to the trainees. And I believe and request that the trainees will definitely use the knowledge they have got here to train the young entrepreneurs in their respective regions. And I wish you all success in your future endeavor, all the participants. And thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words for the participants and your rich experiences and sharing your rich experiences. It will definitely help to the participants, and I'm very thankful to you for coming to on this platform, sir. Thank you very much from NADCL and Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Vishwavidyalaya, sir.
Thank you, madam.
फोन क्या है? ऑन, माइक्रोफोन ऑन ऑफ वाला क्या इसमें कोई भी एंटर करता है जैसे?
Hello.
And I think I was not audible.
Now it is audible.
No,
You can go ahead.
You are audible, madam, now.
Sir, I was giving the introduction of Sir Upadhyay, sir. That time I was audible? Or
No.
should I repeat the introduction?
Yeah, repeat.
Okay, thank you.
It was not audible, madam.
It was not audible. Oh, sorry, sir. Doctor, our next guest of honor is Dr. S.N. Upadhyay. Who is Director Extension of Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior. And before he give his motivational words to the participants, I'm giving the brief introduction of him. Dr. S. Upadhyay, born on 24th October 1956, he did his MSc in entomology and PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Jabalpur during 1979 and as in-service candidate in 1991 respectively. He was posted as junior scientist in Sugarcane Research Station, Jaora, District Ratlam of Madhya Pradesh. He was posted as professor and head of the section Department of Entomology, College of Agriculture, Indore, Madhya Pradesh during 2003 to 2009. During the same period, he worked as officer in charge in Sorghum Project, All India Coordinated Project on Sorghum. In the year 2009, he was posted as University Head, Department of Entomology in the College of Agriculture, Gwalior till 2012. Thereafter, during February 2019 to August 2019, he was posted as Dean College of BM College of Agriculture, Khandwa, Madhya Pradesh. From 1st September 2019 till date, he is working as Director Extension Services, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. He has more than 35 years of experiences of teaching, research and extension. He has published more than 35 research papers in reputed journals. Besides, he published 3 entomological books for the PG students. They are insect ecology. Second one is non-insect pest and their management. And third one is toxicology of insecticides. Besides the books, he also published bulletins. So, sir, it is over to you for your motivational words for the participants.
Thank you, madam. Chief guest of the valedictory function, distinguished guest, faculty members, learned trainers, delegates, members of organizing committee, good afternoon to one and all. First of all, I would like to congratulate the whole organizing committee for choosing such a well-timed topic for this 3-week-long training course on recent technologies of agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship, and completed with full justice on technical aspect obligatory for such topic through online mode. As we all are well aware that the entrepreneurship in the field of agriculture can generate wide range of economic benefits such as increased agricultural productivity, creation of new business ventures, new jobs, innovative products and services, development of rural areas, and increased wealth. Agripreneur is a dynamic business manager who performs various agri-based activity using different resources, that is physical resources, financial resources, human resources, and information in order to accomplish a certain goal. Therefore, there is a need of entrepreneurship in agriculture for more productivity and profitability, madam. This is the need of the hour as the people are facing growing unemployment and poverty in rural areas. Entrepreneurship is one of the key factors for the survival of farming in an ever-changing and increasingly complex global economy. Farmers, entrepreneurs see their farms as a business and as a means of earning profits. Organization of training program on such a burning topic shall enable the participants and equip themselves to face upcoming challenges in the field of agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship. The subject areas like agribusiness and agri-startup, women empowerment through rural entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial opportunities in agri-horti and livestock fields, community farming, and collective farming, agribusiness management, successful cases of agripreneurs, agribusiness projects, planning and management, government initiatives for promoting agribusiness and agripreneurship, blockchain and supply chain management, rural entrepreneurship in policy support for agri-entrepreneurship, conservation, agriculture, food processing, and value addition, etc. We are meticulously covered in this training course by the renowned seasoned trainers of this field. Myself, as one of the members of organizing committee, would like to extend my vast gratitude to all the trainers spread across the country for their association with the training course and expect to continue in such initiatives in due course of time. I would also like to applaud for the delegates of the training program for successful completion with consistent participation and valuable queries and suggestions. I am pretty sure that the knowledge and skills acquired by the participants in this training program shall be greatly applicable in their professional endeavors. This 21 training program was 21 days training program was a joint venture of RVSKBB Gwalior, MP and National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited Baramulla, which has given a platform for academicians, researchers, professionals from the field of agriculture and allied areas to elevate themselves in the field of agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship. I once again congratulate the organizing team for successful completion of training and extend my gratitude for inviting me to share my views on this platform. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your motivating words. And from the core of my heart, I am also thankful to you from the NADCL for coming to and giving your message to the participants. Now, our third guest of honor is Dr. MP Thakur, Director, Instructions and Controller of Examination from Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. And before brief introduction, he graduated and post-graduated in plant pathology in agriculture with honors and doctorate from Jawaharlal Nehru Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Jabalpur, served as Director, Extension Services, Professor, Founder Dean at SK Kars Kavardha and SK Kars Rajnandgaon, Professor and Head Plant Pathology twice, and serving as a Director, Instructions Controller of Examination. Elected as National President of Indian Phytopathological Society IPS, New Delhi, and successfully organized 7th International Conference at IARI, New Delhi from 16th to 20th January 2020. Visiting Fellow of Shanghai Academy of Agriculture Sciences, Shanghai, China. Visited Fellow of ICRISAT at Patancheru, Andhra Pradesh, as member RAC of ICR Directorate of Mushroom Research, Solan, Himachal Pradesh from 2013 to 2016, as member Institute Management Committee, National Institute for Biotic Stress Management, Baronda, Raipur, nominated by Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India from 2020 to 2023. He is also recipient of K.C. Mehta and Manoranjan Mitra Award 2019 of IPS, Professor P.R. Verma Memorial Lecture Award 2018 of ISMPP in 2018, 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards, one during 3rd International Conference at Management Development Institute of Singapore. Birja Gopal Sharma Memorial All India Best Agriculture Extension Worker Award 2016 by Sadhana, Solan, Himachal Pradesh. Best Worker Award by Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Raipur in 2001 as Sectional Editor, Mycology and Member Editorial Board of Indian Pathopath, Editor-in-Chief of Journal of Agriculture Issues, published 8 books, edited 8 books and annual reports, 14 book chapters, 122 research papers and articles, 5 review articles, 51 bulletins, 81 popular articles, guided 38 PG, PhD students, presented 115 research papers as a keynote speaker, guest lecturer in national international seminar, honorary fellow of Indian Mycological Society, Kolkata in 2020, fellow of Indian Society of Mycology and Plant Pathology, Udaipur, fellow of Indian Society of Pulse Research and Development, Kanpur. With this brief introduction, sir, I hand over the mic to you for your motivational and inspirational words for the participants.
Thank you, Madam Ratna, organizing chairman of 21 days innovative training program and the professor and dean at College of Agriculture and Research Station, Narayanpur. Let me congratulate both the partners of this 21 days training program. The number 1 is Rajmata Vijaya Raje Scindia, Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, headed by the dynamic leader, Dr. S.K. Rao Sahab, who is the Vice Chancellor. And the second one is the National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla. The guest of honor during this period, Dr. Manoj Kumar Tripathi, the speaker from the CIAE Bhopal. The guest of honor, Dr. Pramod Kumar Rai, who is a very well-known plant pathologist, and the director from ICR, Directorate of Rapeseed and Mustard Research, Bharatpur, Rajasthan, Dr. S.N. Upadhyay Sahab, Director Extension Services from RVSKVB Gwalior, and the dear participants, the organizers from NADCL, and all the distinguished guests, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. S.K. Rao Sahab. I welcome you all to this valedictory function of 21 days training program. Sir, I think the topic chosen by the organizer is very timely, and it is the urgent need of the hour also. If you look at the topic, it is on the recent technologies on agribusiness management and agri-entrepreneurship. Now, what agribusiness is, in my opinion, the agribusiness has offered a large number of prospects for value addition, packaging, retailing, and exports of agricultural products with advanced technology and management. A large number of Indian population is reliant on agriculture business, you all know very well. And I think the agriculture continues to be a powerful engine for the rural prosperity, economic growth, and social transformation world over. And especially for the developing countries like India, where 40 to 70% people, the farmers, they are dependent on agriculture for their livelihood. I think the challenge before the agricultural scientists and before the agribusiness management people or before the agripreneurs I think it is large. A big challenge has to be faced by all of us. Now, why I'm saying this is because by 2050, it has been estimated that the food grain production would need to increase by 5.5 million ton every year. Sir, now our production is 290 million tons, but it has been estimated that by 2030, we have to enhance the production by producing 5.5 million ton of food grains every year. In 1950, a hectare of land could feed 2 people, sir, but now onward by 2030, it has been estimated that 1 hectare land will have to feed 5 people. Now in 1952 people, by 2030, 5 people. I think this is a big challenge before all of us, and agribusiness is most likely to control the progressive growth of the Indian economy. In present scenario, about 1/4 of the fruits and vegetables, it is spoiled before getting to the consumer. Why? Due to lack of adequate infrastructure, continuing migration of people into cities, an increase in the wealth and a shift towards the diet rich in the meat and dairy will raise demand for the high valuated food commodities by more than 100%. But this is the recent report given by the CropLife India 40th annual meeting, which is published on 12th of October 2020. The challenges, I think the challenges before the agripreneurs and before the scientists are, we have to develop technologies, we have to manage options in the deteriorating in production environment, create infrastructure, evolve institutional arrangement, not only for production. Till date, all the agricultural scientists world over, I think we have trained our farmers only in production. But now the time has come when we have to train them not only in production but in processing also. We have to train them in packaging, we have to train them in value addition, we have to train them in the branding, and that way in marketing also, and in the marketing of the high value commodities and their value added products. I think reaching small holder growers, managing scarce resources, slow gains in the productivity, availability and cost of labor, inadequate grower education, I think these are the challenges which we have to face in near future. And for this, we have to train our agripreneurs. We have to train our people in the way so that these challenges can be resolved. Agribusiness management is the application of the business skill in areas such as marketing, finance, economics, and management to the agricultural industry. Now, what agripreneurs is, I think it is a dynamic process of creating progressive asset. It is one of the key drivers for the economic development, has the capability to develop ideas and attain success with them. It has been linked to improved growth, increased wealth, and quality of life of the vast majority of the backward regions because of their over-dependence on agriculture for the employment. The entrepreneurial spirit is responsible for generating employment, competitiveness, and the ability to exploit any sector or business. Sir, I think entrepreneurship is a feasible approach for upward mobility. It has been estimated that if 1% increase in entrepreneurial activities is there, then there is decrease in 2% poverty rate. This has been estimated by the big people, and entrepreneurs with the successful business and self-employment is the need of the hour, I think. Thus, entrepreneurship development appears to be the best substitute to find the employment opportunities, income generation, poverty reduction, and improvement in nutrition, health, and overall food security in the national economy. And agri-entrepreneurship can be defined as a sustainable, community-oriented, directly marketed agriculture, which can be used as the chief remedy for the solution of this complexity to lower down the burden of agriculture, produce employment opportunities for rural youth, control migration from rural to urban areas, boost national economy, sustain industrial development in rural areas, and cut down the pressure on urban cities. Sir, entrepreneurship program is very crucial to build up the entrepreneurs to deal agricultural industry across the world, which are greatly influenced by the economic situation, education, and culture. It is important for national economy in achieving the productivity profit by the small farmers and amalgamating them into the local, national, and international markets. It helps in decrease in food costs and provides high quality diets to the rural and urban poor in the country. In my opinion, agricultural entrepreneurship has a significant impact on business growth and survival. Sir, in the past, agriculture was seen as a low-tech industry dominated by numerous small family farms, which are mostly focused on doing things better rather than doing new things. This is how we have defined the agriculture entrepreneurship, but now we have to redefine it, and agri-entrepreneurship needs to be innovative. It has to be curious, it has to be determined, it has to be persistent, visionary, hardworking, honest, taking risk, being proactive in identifying opportunities for success, integrity with a strong management and organizational skill. This is the need of the present agri-entrepreneurship. If you ask me why it is required, I would simply say farmers are ignorant of scientific agriculture and effective agri-management systems. They are unable to deal with delayed monsoon. They are unable to deal with droughts, crop deficits, fake seeds and storage, and shortage of fertilizer. As a result, opt to commit suicide. Hence, the managerial, technical, and innovative skills of entrepreneurs in agriculture may build a well-trained agri-entrepreneur who becomes a role model to all such depressed farmers. I would thank the organizer that a wide scope for agri-entrepreneurship in India has been covered by them. Demand for agriculture inputs like seed, fodder, inorganic fertilizer, biofertilizer, it has been increased a lot. Huge opportunities for production and promotion of biopesticide, biocontrol agents, protection of crops, industrial harnessing of microbes for different products. Sir, I tell you, we have only achieved 3% of biopesticide production in our country, and all the politicians in our country, they are talking a lot about organic farming, zero budget farming, non-chemical farming, and whatnot. The Honorable Vice Chancellor, you know very well. I think this is the barren area where we have to focus. And I think for the agripreneurs, for the agricultural entrepreneurs, enormous potential lies on the biofertilizer production, the bioagent production, the control agents, and whatnot. So tremendous scope is now there for marine and inland fishery, ornamental fish culture, already gaining a lot of popularity nowadays. The livestock wealth provides vast scope for production of meat, milk, and milk products, and poultry products. Sir, in our state, Chhattisgarh, we have popularized this Kadaknath poultry in a big way, and we have crossed the state boundary. We have gone to other states of the country also, though it is the baby of RBS KVP Gwalior. Sir, organic farming has highest potential in India, as the pesticide and inorganic fertilizer application are very, very less. The need of the hour is we have to identify those areas. I would not say that we should go for organic farming in all the areas, but by default, those areas which are already organized by default, I think we must focus on those areas, identify those areas, and train people, train farmers in packaging, in branding, and selling of the value-added products. Then production of vegetables, flowers under greenhouse conditions, they can be harnessed for the even I would say for the world market. I think, sir, I would like to congratulate the Honorable Vice Chancellor. Sir, in today's newspaper only, I have seen that in Rajod village in Dhar district, you will wonder, sir, 200 farmers, they have planted Amrud, that is VNR Amrud, in 100 hectares of land, and they are estimating to earn about 25 crores after selling off 50 tons of amrud, VNR amrud, and that Rajod village is now converted into the Amrud village. Sir, I think our entrepreneurs, they have to think in direction. They have to find out new ventures, new venues, how they can think. I think employment opportunities have increased a lot in marketing, in transport, in cold storage, warehousing facilities. Sir, in warehousing, Government of India is pushing a lot, but unfortunately, not in Madhya Pradesh, neither in Madhya Pradesh nor in Chhattisgarh, the full potential of warehouse has been exploited. Credit, insurance, logistics support services, because of enhanced agricultural production, this is yet not explored. Sir, the farm enterprises may be expanded through tourism or through other forms of non-agricultural business, or by integration of the value chain, by engaging the food processing, direct marketing, or through organic production. Sir, through direct marketing, through Amazon, you will wonder, sir, जो कंडा है cow dung cake is marketed by Amazon to other countries of the world. You can think of the social media strength nowadays, and entrepreneur can only be improved when the entire agricultural socio-technical network is involved in the process. Sir, introduction of cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence and the crop production, the digital space, including its use as an alternative equipment for spraying. You know very well, in recent years, use of drone in agriculture has got a lot of attention. The intelligent use of unmanned aerial vehicle. It is this technology can help fight highly mobile invasive phase. The agriculture, the director extension from university, your university knows very well about the fall armyworm. Like that, there are hundreds of insects, sir. They can be very well controlled using these UAV vehicle spray technology, drone technology. Now, more than 150 startups are there in India. And the drone startups in India engage in drone technology in reducing losses from insect pests and diseases and enhancing yield and income. It is creating 3D maps for soil analysis, identification of the dry or over-irrigated areas, use in the crop health monitoring and yield estimation. Now in crop surveys, these drones are being used, sir, nowadays, and it has been estimated that this drone industry is expected to become a business of $885 million US by 2021. I think it has to generate several thousand jobs within the next 2 to 3 years. Sir, Food and Agriculture Organization has complimented India for being the first country in the world to use drones for anti-locust operation worldwide. We were the first. And I think, sir, there is a need to promote private-public partnership towards making India an agrochemical hub. I thank the Honorable Prime Minister of India, who has thought of the skill mission launched by the Honorable Prime Minister on 15th of July 2015. And for the first time in India since independence, a Ministry for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has been formed to focus on the enhancing employability of the youth through skill development. And sir, Agriculture Skill Council of India, which is a Section 8 not-profit organization, it is working towards capacity building by bridging the gaps and upgrading skill of the farmers, wage workers, self-employed extension workers engaged in organized and unorganized sectors of the agriculture and agriculture allied sector. Sir, agriculture and allied sector can employ about 125.7 million people in this country as cultivators, 106 million as agricultural labor, and I see that a lot of possibility exists. ASCI, Agriculture Skill Council of India, has taken upon itself the responsibility of transforming Indian agriculture through developing the skills of country's manpower in emerging areas of agriculture with the development of 182 qualification packs. I think the qualification packs developed by ASCI or the National Council of National Council Development or by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Sir, I think now the manpower which is available in India can be employed elsewhere outside the country also, because the certificate issued by this ASCI, it is valid throughout the world. It has a barcode system, and even the anybody in the country, if they have the certification from ASCI, I think they can be employed anywhere in outside the world. So I think enormous possibilities exist, and India and agriculture of India has proved during COVID-19 regime, during COVID-19 pandemic situation, I think agriculture has been the most stable business, and it was not influenced by COVID-19 situation. I again would like to thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor for to be a partner with the NADCL in organizing this 21-day innovative training program. I would compliment NADCL because this is third activity. I think during COVID-19 2019 period, they have made use of the wonderful time, I think the lockdown period, when the physical contact was totally missing. They have made use to transfer the knowledge, to share the knowledge to the end beneficiaries, to different stakeholders. I thank Dr. Ratna Nasine, who is the organizing chairman, and I thank all the Dr. Majid, all the people from the NADCL and from RBSKVB Gwalior, who has put in a lot of efforts to make this program a great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your influential message, and it will keep on going to the participants for their endeavors and in their areas. Thank you very much, sir. And now it is a matter of great privilege for me to introduce to eminent personality, Professor Dr. S.K. Rao, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Professor S.K. Rao, a renowned educationist and researcher, is working as a Vice Chancellor of Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior. He served Jawaharlal Nehru Krishi Vishwavidyalaya more than 36 years as a Director Research Services of Agriculture from 2012 to 2015, Vice Chancellor, additional charge from 10th July 2015 to 14th August 2015, Director of Farms, additional charge 2001 to 2012, Dean College of Agriculture, Rewa, 2009 to 2012, University Professor and Head from 2001 to 2009, Scientist 1990 to 2001, Junior Scientist from 1980 to 1989, Senior Research Assistant from in 1980. Born in Polukunda, Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, India on 8th March 1952, obtained doctorate and master degree from Jawaharlal Nehru Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Jabalpur, with a certificate of honors, and BSc from Andhra Pradesh, from Andhra University, having a brilliant academic record, and awarded Department of Atomic Energy scholarship for PhD program. He was principal investigator of several externally funded national, international research projects and provided the leadership. Studied management of seed production programs in Germany, food agribusiness management at Cornell University, United States of America, and business incubator management program of NBIA in USA. Plus CIMET in Mexico for development for CRP programs on wheat, maize, GCART 2-2 at Punta del Este, Uruguay, for development of CRP's program of CGIAR Institute. Visited Japan for maximization of soybean production in Madhya Pradesh by Japan International Cooperation Agency, Government of Japan, during 2013 and 2016. Visited wheat improvement program at CIMET in Mexico. Wide experience in agricultural education and research management with expertise in crop improvement, seed systems management, commercial research, farm management, agribusiness incubation, planning and development, accomplished publisher of over 200 research papers, several several articles in national and international journals and published several books. He has been in various committees at national, state level, external examiner for thesis evaluation at several university, ICAR, member of the board of management of MP Seeds, MP SOCA, MP SSCA, MP State Cooperative Seed Federation and Marketing Limited, RAC Soyabean Pulse Seeds, IMC, QRTs of ICAR, member of national level committee to recommend extent varieties of registration of PVPFRA. He is awarded with several awards. Ravi Ahmed Kidwai Award for Biennium 2007-8, Dr. Kailash Nath Kadju Award for year 2008 for contributions in science by Government of Madhya Pradesh on 17/9/2010, ICAR Award for Outstanding Interdisciplinary Team Research in Agriculture and Allied Sciences for Biennium 2007-2008, Achiever Awards 2010 for contribution in agriculture development by Society for Advancement of Human and Nature Sadhana during 2011. In addition to this, several institutional award for CGI, ICAR, Government of MP, Mahindra and Mahindra, etc. have been received for Jawaharlal Nehru Krishi Vishwavidyalaya under his leadership. He is the Fellow of National Academy of Agriculture Sciences, India, Indian Society of Pulse Research and Development, and Indian Society of Genetics and Plant Breeding. So with this brief introduction, now I hand over this mic to the Dr. S.K. Rao sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, for his valuable remarks, who is the chief guest of today's function as well as chief patron for this 21 days training program. Sir, it's over to you.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon to everyone. Dr. MP Thakur Saab, Director Instructions and Controller of Examinations, IGKV Raipur, and Dr. S.L. Upadhyay ji, my colleague, Director Extension Services, RVS KV Gwalior, Dr. P.K. Rai Saab, Director, ICAR, Directorate of Rapeseed and Mustard, Bharatpur, Rajasthan, and Manoj Tripathi ji, who is the speaker of this, one of the speaker of this training program from the CAI Bhopal, and Madam Ratna ji, who is the key person in organizing this type of training programs for the last 3 times. This is the 3rd program she is organizing this for the participants, the recent technologies of agribusiness management and entrepreneurship, and the entire team from the RVS KVV as well as from National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited. And I congratulate the entire team for the successfully organizing this 21 days training program on the recent topic and covering the diversified topics. I have gone through the contents of those things. I was there in the inaugural session also. And in between, I heard several presentations also. And it is very good, I think, program. They have structurally designed and invited the top experts in the field of agribusiness management and entrepreneurship promotion and the business developmental units and technology commercializers and all these things. Diversified group of speakers have been involved in this, so that the students, the participant could able to get the very good information about the total picture, how the agri-business development looks like in our country, and what is the needs and what are the things available, and many more things have been taught in the span of 21 days. And I heard the participants also today, Dr. Hema Jyoti and Dr. Priya and Dr. Vijay Kumar, and they have also given a very good, they have shared their experiences about this training program, and they have given a very good remarks about the utility of this training program in their career. They are already working as professors or assistant professors, and many more. I think more than 120 people have been registered. I am going through on the web page, and 120 people have got benefit out of this training program. Virtually, it is not possible. If it is on the offline mode, to invite the participants it should not be more than 20, 25. At the most, 30 participants would have participated in the physically training program in the offline. And now you can see the basic advantages of this online training program. More than 120 people have participated, and it can go in hundreds also, 200, 300, up to 1,000 in some other through web media online training programs. This was practically possible and only due to the COVID-19. Otherwise, we never thought of all these things, to giving a lectures and all these things through the online, and for conducting the after this training programs, capacity building programs through online. It is a rare event in this country. I tell you, every institution got these video conferencing facilities, including agriculture universities and ICR institutes, but none have started this business of having this type of program. Nobody has thought about, and these type of things are also possible to have even the general body meetings, governing body meetings, and all other things. Now everything is happening without any movements, very smoothly. And this is the basic advantage of this COVID-19 has been taken by this National Agriculture Cooperative Limited, and this time RVSKV is also joined with them for organizing this training program. I congratulate all the participants and appreciate the efforts of the organizing team for successfully conduct this training program and providing a lot of knowledge to the participants within the span of 21 days, and exposing to a very good diversified teachers and then very good presentations. As you know that this country is having the diversified climatic conditions and very good agricultural production systems. We are producing surplus in many commodities, and we could not able to capitalize those surplus produce in terms of the business. Now this agriculture since the beginning has become a subsistence. Simply for the sake of getting food, they used to do the farming. Now the things have changed now for the last few years. Now recently, you heard some lectures in the value chain development in Sircot cotton, where the cotton value of the 1 rupee, it goes up to 20 rupees when it goes to the garment manufacturing. And it is much higher in case of organic cotton. The Sircot gentleman has told, the speaker has told about the general cotton, how the 1 rupee is converted into a value of 1 rupee, converted into 20 rupees in the total value chain of starting from ginning, spinning, and then cloth manufacturing, and then garment manufacturing, and placing in the showcases, and then selling that garments in the market to the consumers. And this is one best example you can look at. Similarly, in case of fish, similarly in case of animal husbandry, in case of milk also, and the meat products also, you will take anything for that particular purpose. Even Dr. Rai Saab was also telling about mustard oil extraction and the value chain development. But what I mean to say is that without value chain development, you cannot generate an income, right income to the farmers. You may sell the raw produce that may cost about 1 rupee, but you cannot get 20 rupees out of that. But in this way, the value chain development for each and every product is very important. It may be an agriculture produce, it may be an horticulture produce, fresh fruits and vegetables. As Dr. Tagore was rightly telling about the Goa fruits marketing from Dhar district. And it can happen. There are a lot of lands, barren lands are available. They can plant Goa plantations and many more plantations like that. Even many more fruit plantations can be done in this country, and they can be exported in any part of the world. Now the technologies are available immediately after harvesting. You can keep your produce for a period of 20 days, 25 days. One is the radiation technologies, and the cool chamber technologies, and the freezing. And the freezing also, they have told an example, you can keep it hundreds of years together. Even 200 years, 300 years, you can keep it without damaging the quality of the fruits. And there is one technology, like sleeping apple technology is one technology. You can keep the more than 2 years apples as such as a fresh. There is the strength in the technology for even for preserving this fresh fruits and vegetables. Even the freezing technology is an excellent technology for the fresh fruits and vegetables marketing from this country. Now, this country had a tremendous potential in terms of production, as rightly said. And now that should be capitalized to the post-harvest handling and the management and the cold storage, creating cold storage facilities, creating the value chains, and then put it into the supply chain systems. That was not happening. That is the biggest missing link. Of course, it is happening in some fruits like bananas and the grapes. It is happening, but in even mango also it is happening. There are many examples. Even in the mango also, the mango. Mexico is the major exporter of the mangoes, but India is the major producer of mangoes. Even in spite of having very big production system, we could not able to capitalize the big markets globally. The country which produces third-class mangoes are catching the markets to the processing and value addition. That means what I mean to say is that wherever we have to judge the business in agriculture, in horticulture, even in the livestock also, by value chain development and creating the innovative products and then that are different from the market products already available in the market that can fetch a better value to the produce of the farmers. This is the only way out to generate an income. For that, agribusiness knowledge is required, and the business plans are required, technologies are required, investments are required, and entrepreneurs are required to promote this activity and then convert into money. And now, for the last 6-7 years, the government of India has created a lot of schemes and creating a lot of infrastructure. As Dr. Thakur rightly said, Agriculture Skill Council of India, and they are mostly focusing on Ministry of Food Processing Industries to promote the value chains and medium and small scale industries with the investment of 50 lakhs for each and every small entrepreneur. They are providing the funds for starting the start entrepreneur, promoting the entrepreneurship through the startup business activities in a smaller scale. And these things are happening in this country. Now with this background of this, suppose if 120 participants have participated in this, some of them may be assistant professors or professors, some may be in the private sector, some may be unemployed youth also. Those who are interested to go for this type of activities and to promote, to get some business activity, get into some agri startups, go for entrepreneurship activities. And those they have to think now in this background. Now you look at the opportunities from the diversified fields. This is the 21 days lectures give a sample idea for this country. It will not give the total picture. This country is a very vast country, having huge number of crops and huge number of institutions and huge number of scientific technologies available. And the sky is the limit in the agricultural sector, agricultural and elite sectors for the business, agricultural business development. And there is a depth of unlimited availability of the technologies now. If you go to any institutions, you will get about 20-25 technologies that can be commercialized easily, and one can go for a startup activity and then generate an income in that particular area if he is really interested to do that. And even for getting the financial management also, for the agribusiness management, getting the loan, it is very easy now. And then interest rates are very low. Even your FD rates are gone up to 2.5, 2.6, not more than 3% in any nationalized bank today. You never expected this thing. And USA is having the better interest rates as compared to India today. Now it may go down also. We can't say anything now. That is this much low interest rates the banks are giving the loans. Some of them are industry loans. Some of them are having 5 to 6% loans. And even the entrepreneurs will get a much cheaper rate also from the nationalized banks very easily. And these are the opportunities. And each state government and central government and academic institutions all are supporting. Now many of the institutions, engineering colleges, even all agriculture universities, almost many agriculture universities and the colleges, they got the agri incubation system now. Starting from the NAIP project that Sirkat gentleman has already given the one idea how this technology commercialization is occurring in this country. IRA is another institution, and another university is another institution, and Haryana Agriculture University another. At even IGKV recently established an incubator. In this way, many incubator platforms are available. You need not go here and there. You have to go to the one platform, and then you tell your idea, and then get it converted into a business proposition, and get the DPR, and then get the finance it, and then have your business, and they will handhold you to place the product in the market, and trial marketing and branding and everything can be done. And it is very easy for doing the business now in any state in this country now due to establishment of these platforms. And every university is waiting for an entrepreneur, and whosoever comes, they are ready to support easily. And everybody has to, unemployed youth has to capitalize it, these type of things. I tell you, in agriculture, there is a lot of mushrooming of the graduates now. Employment opportunities are not increasing, and it is declining. There is no possibility of the getting jobs in few years, and those jobs are also limited to the only in hundreds. But lakhs of graduates are being produced in this country. Agriculture graduates, where they will go? Even the private sector has no capacity to absorb all these things, unless you go for the agri entrepreneurship and the startups and create employment generation through these industries. Then only they will get some jobs. Otherwise, there is no other way out to survive. And for that sake, one has to think about what type of area they have to select, what is the best way to get the good startup in the business. It may be it need not be a total value chain management. And anybody can operate at a particular stage of the value chain. And simply take an example of seed business, or even Sirkat Cotton person speaker has already explained about this thing. And it may be R&D activity, or it may be a product development, or it may be a production system of the commodity, or it may be at the processing stage, or it may be at the packaging and branding, or it may be co-branding and the marketing, and like that. Any part of the value chain one can manage, or the total value chain also, depending upon the investments in agricultural sector. What I meant to say is, there is a huge potential, there is going to be huge potential for the processing industry and value chain development in this country in future, even today also. Because our processing is only up to 2 to 3% of the total agricultural produce. That is why we could not able to generate income for the farmers, and as well as in this country also in the agricultural sector. Though we say every time that ours is a stable economy. I agree with that. Economy is stable, but there is a lot of opportunity to have a better stability in the economy if you go for the value chain development and establishing the processing industries and exporting the surplus and convert it into a product to the export markets and get the money, foreign currency, to our farmers. That is not happening except in states like Karnataka. No other state is having this much of massive activity of converting their entire state surplus into exportable commodities and place them in the markets where they will get a better price. Yes, grapes, it is happening from Maharashtra in the fruits and vegetables. Similarly, it can happen with any of the fruits and vegetables, as well as the other agricultural produce also, even the livestock. Even the Kadaknad is being exported to the other countries now, from Madhya Pradesh, even for Chhattisgarh also, and other than the different states. And this way, these opportunities can be explored with this background of this training program. You think about, and if you go to the any institution website, you will get a lot listing of technologies what they can give you for the startup activity. That is your choice. And I think this course has covered the wide range of the subject related to the agribusiness management, as well as the entrepreneurship promotion. And there will be a lot of knowledge has been provided to the participants. And then the innovative ideas we have to generate with this background of this knowledge, and that is converted to the agri startups. And having the good technology is not only, it is not enough. The institution may be having good technology, or you might have developed a very good technology. But what is its value, that good technology, whether really it will generate an income? What is its value? How income can be generated with this technology? The valuation of the technology is very important before commercialization, and then making a product and acquiring the technology also. And these type of things will be guided by the business managers in the business planning and developmental units at the different incubation centers. And there is a lot of scope in the rural areas. We talk about the rural income and agriculture and all these things. Actually, all these startups have to go to the rural areas, and then only we can able to generate the income, but not by sitting at in the cities, because the raw material is available in the rural areas of agriculture produce. 95% of the raw materials you have to procure from the rural areas, rather than being the produce from rural areas to the urban areas and converting them into product, and establish the infrastructural facilities for the startups in the rural areas, and then develop the storage facilities and cold chains and all these things. Then definitely there will be a great change in lot of employment also can be generated in that. But these small marginal farmers, every farmer, small farmer of 2 acres, 1 acre, he cannot be converted he cannot convert his old produce as an exportable produce. There is a need for the establishment of the farmer producer companies or the cooperatives or the aggregation of the produce, and then growing of the common varieties and putting the value chain, as the government is already decided, one product, one district, like that. And processing varieties needs to be developed for that particular purpose. There are a lot of missing links also. Everything looks very blooming, but it is not like that. If you go for one product and one district, there you need a variety that can be processed easily and that can give you a good product accepted by the consumers. Ultimately, your client is a consumer who is paying the money, and that fellow will pay only if the product is good quality. And that good quality comes from the development of the varieties suitable for processing purposes, for the better quality product development, and everything is the reverse technology. And ultimately, the breeder has to develop the good varieties suitable for processing technologies, and that leads to a development of a very good product accepted by the farmers, and the price also can be paid by the consumers as per the manufacturers. And these are the things still have to grow in this country now. And we don't have too many varieties in all the crops which are fit for the processing. Even if you take varieties of wheat, or if you take varieties of paddy, and even if you take the tomatoes, in the total area of tomatoes, how much area is under the varieties for processing requirement? Similarly, with many crops, and everything needs to be reoriented. The research activities to be reoriented as per the requirement of the industry and the processing, and accordingly the varieties needs to be developed, and accordingly we can go for development of the value chain of those appropriate varieties for the product development of a appropriate product that can be placed in the market, so that the farmers will get a benefit out of that. Definitely, value chain development in the rural areas definitely can fetch a better price. It start from 7 to 8 times to the 20-25 times also for their produce. With these few words, once again I thank all the entire team of this training program of this innovative technologies of agri-business management and entrepreneurship program organized through the Rajmata Vijayaraj Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, in collaboration with National Agriculture Cooperative Limited, and as well as the participants also are continuously participating and then getting the knowledge out of this activity. I thank one and all for your successful organizing this program. Thank you very much for all of you. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much for sharing your views, and it was a great pleasure to hear from you motivating words which are very valuable for our participants. Thank you very much, sir. And now I call upon Dr. Sudhir Singh Bhaduria, Nodal Officer, Agri-Business Incubation Center, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh, for proposing the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Ratna Nasine ma'am. A very good afternoon to all of you. Respected Professor Dr. S.K. Rao, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, MP, Chief Guest of the valedictory function of 21 days National Innovative Training Program on recent technologies of agri-business management and agri-entrepreneurship. Our most valued invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I wish to express my deep sense of gratitude to Professor Dr. S.K. Rao sir for providing the continuous encouragement, guidance and kind support throughout the training program. I, on behalf of Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and the entire organizing committee, let me call it fraternity of scientists, here together, and on my own behalf extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Dr. P.K. Rai, Director ICR, Directorate of Rapeseed Mustard Research, Bharatpur, Rajasthan; Professor Dr. S.N. Upadhyay, Director Extension Services, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh; Professor M.P. Thakur, Director of Instruction, Indira Gandhi Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, for gracing the occasion. I propose my sincere thanks to our expert speaker, Dr. Manoj Kumar Tripathi, Principal Scientist, ICAR, Central Institute of Agricultural Engineering, Bhopal, MP, for sharing his experiences and appreciation of the training program. I express my thanks to all the esteemed resource persons from different parts of the country and abroad who enlightened our participants with their vast expertise and knowledge. I am also thankful to Dr. S. Hima Jyoti from Acharya N.G. Ranga Agricultural University, Hyderabad, Telangana, Dr. Priya P. from US Dharwad, and Lieutenant Dr. Vijay Kumar Kurnalikar from US Raichur, Karnataka for their nice feedbacks. Also, learning efforts made by all of the participants and particularly instructions from their end, timely submission of assignments made the training successful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye view for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of a very motivated and dedicated colleagues of the organizing committee under the able leadership of Dr. Ratna Nasine ma'am, organizing director Dr. R.A. Sahaji, training coordinator of this program. Last but not least, participants will agree and appreciate that it would have been impossible to conduct the training program without the dedicated efforts of Mr. Majid and Mrs. Jannat madam. Their untiring devotion kept us connected throughout the online platform. So this is not the end, rather it's a beginning. I request all the participants to remain connected in future also and share their initiatives in the area of agri-entrepreneurship through our incubation center. And I hope that participants will motivate and guide potential budding agripreneurs to come forward. Wishing you all the best. Happy agripreneurship. Thank you. Now I request Ratna ma'am to take over.
Thank you, sir, for your very good vote of thanks, precise vote of thanks. And now I declare that this training program is closed, and all the best and all the very best, and thank you very much for being with us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all of you.
ओके, बधाई हो मैडम, बहुत बहुत बधाई।
Thank you, sir.
बधाई सभी को। डॉक्टर सुधीर भदौरिया जी ने बहुत बढ़िया वोट ऑफ थैंक्स दिया।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो
बहुत
मच।
राय साहब कैसे हैं? डॉक्टर राय कैसे हैं? अरे क्या डॉक्टर साहब कैसे हैं? मैंने कहा
बढ़िया सर। Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Very fine, sir. And thanks to all of you for giving me opportunity, particularly to have this wonderful experience under this COVID-19, because everything is going on virtual. And in fact, COVID-19 has given this opportunity to.
डॉक्टर साहब पंकज शर्मा जी कैसे हैं?
हाँ,
हाउ इज डॉक्टर पंकज शर्मा?
पंकज शर्मा ठीक है सर, बढ़िया है, इट्स फाइन।
चलिए बहुत बढ़िया।
हम लोग इंडिया में शायद 5 साल बाद आते सर, इस पे 5 साल बाद भी नहीं आते, ये ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म को अडॉप्ट नहीं करते।
बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हैं।
और मजबूरी में सब हम, इवन टीचर्स भी, स्टूडेंट्स तो ठीक है, टीचर्स भी, हम लोग भी इसी पे।
सही बात है।
इन वन वे इट इज वेरी गुड, सब लोग इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं कई बार। अदरवाइज फिजिकली तो कई बार जो है ना मिलना हो नहीं हो, बहुत कई साल में मिलते थे लोग, बट साइमल्टेनियसली डिसएडवांटेजेस।
कई नए
कैसे हो?
राय सर,
हेलो रत्ना मैम।
हाँ भाई, यस,
बस बढ़िया सर।
हेलो,
हाँ बहुत अच्छी टोपी लगा रखी है, खोल दो तो दिख नहीं रहे हो, वीडियो ऑन करो। वीडियो ऑन नहीं है।